Hi guys! Today I'm thinking about comparing cost of living and salaries in all countries. The cost of living per month is an important indicator of how far your money will go when travelling or working in a particular country. Another important indicator of how far your money will stretch is the salary you can earn in a country per month. When these two indicators are compared, a ratio between the two can show how, for example, in a country that has a low wage to cost of living ratio, you could be very poor in comparison to other countries. Conversely, if a country has a high wage to cost of living ratio, you could potentially earn a lot more in wages than your monthly cost of living, which would effectively mean you are very well off after deducting the cost of living from your paycheck. Highlighted in yellow at the top of the table are the 20 countries with the lowest salary to cost of living ratio. The countries which have a ratio of less than 1 mean that you would be earning less per month than your cost of living per month, which effectively means you would be losing money every month and in perpetual poverty. The crossover point is where the ratio is a figure of 1 or more. This is also highlighted in yellow. At the bottom of the table are the top 20 countries where the salary to cost of living ratio is the highest. If you were working in these countries, you would be relatively very well off, as you would be earning much more per month than you would be spending per month on your living costs, and on the path to being much more affluent simply by continuing to live and work in these countries. The number of countries which have a very low cost of living to salary ratio, and also the number of countries where the ratio is high, may surprise you. So just on the spreadsheet here, the top country on the list is Cuba, where the salary per month is $35 and the cost of living is $1,217 per month. So that gives a ratio of cost of living to salary which is only 0.03. So the salary per month in Cuba is £26 and the cost of living in pounds is 919. So the salary per month is €30 and the cost of living per month in euros is 1059. And then we have Burundi with $22 per month and a cost of living of 742. So the ratio again is 0.03. And then we have Sierra Leone, $40, North Korea, $70, Guinea, $50, Ethiopia, $60, Democratic Republic of Congo, $55, Guinea-Bissau, $50, Sudan, $50, Rwanda, $50, Comoros, $100, Syria, $50, Togo, $100, Laos, $140, Nigeria, $114, Turkmenistan with $250, Niger with $170, Senegal with $180, Burkina Faso with $150, and Republic of the Congo with $100. So at the end of those 20 countries, the cost of living to salary ratio is 0.17. So as we go down the table, the ratio increases. So when we get to a ratio of 0.5, that means the cost of living to salary ratio is half. So you would be earning half of the money that you need for your cost of living. So in Nicaragua, you would be earning $365 per month, but your cost of living is $732. And then when we get to Palau and the Bahamas, it's a ratio of 0.75, which means you would be earning 3/4 of the money that you need to survive. So in Palau, the salary per month is $880, but the cost of living is $1172. And then we get to the crossover point, which is a figure of 1 for the ratio. So we find Curacao, where the salary per month is $1,500 and the cost of living is $1,481. So we are just about earning enough to cover our costs in the month. And we have Cyprus with a ratio of 1.16. So we are earning 16% more than we need for our cost of living. And in Spain, the ratio is 1.3, so we're earning 30% more than our cost of living. And we have the United Kingdom at a ratio of 1.36, so we are earning 36% more than our cost of living. So the salary per month is $3,303 in dollar, and the cost of living is $2,423. So the salary per month is $2,477 in pound, and the cost of living per month is $1,829 in pound. So the ratio is 1.36. And in Canada, we are earning 50% more than we need for our cost of living. So the salary is $3,026 and the cost of living is $2,002. And at the end of the table, we find the countries with the highest ratio. So we have Solomon Islands, where the ratio is 1.67. So we are earning 67% more than we need for our cost of living, with $2,380 for the salary, and the cost of living is $1,422. And when we get down to the end of the table, we find Denmark, where our salary is $4,262 in dollar, and our cost of living is $2,130. So the countries with the highest ratios are Luxembourg, Kuwait, Switzerland, Oman, and Liechtenstein. So in Liechtenstein, we are earning, on average, $6,500 per month, and the cost of living is $2,491. So the ratio is 2.6. So Liechtenstein has the highest ratio in the world. So the outcome is that if you want to live in a country where you are earning a lot more money than you are spending, and you are lucky enough to be able to move to one of these countries and find work, you would be in a position to be much richer than the vast majority of us. So the sweet spot is to find a country with a very high ratio where there is enough work. So you may wish to consider Australia, France, United States, Japan, or Germany. Okay guys, that was comparing cost of living and salaries in all countries. I'll see you on the next one.